Good to have the off week. Unusual to have it week 10, certainly, but I think it was more of like a mentally a great break for our team. Physically, we kind of are where we are at this point in the year, but just to not have the stress of preparing for an opponent and playing on a Saturday, I think it was just a good break for our team, and certainly excited to play a UT Martin team that's really 5-2 against FCS competition. They're playing really well. They're playing really, probably the best complementary football of anybody we've seen so far. They're really running the ball and controlling the game on offense. I think it's almost 35 plus minutes of time of possession that they're averaging right now, and then they're doing a great job of stopping the run. I think they're 14th in the country. Certainly a big challenge. They've won 3 straight conference championships, and but we're just trying to, cut our own grass here in November and talk about what it is to play meaningful games in November when the weather gets a little bit cooler and the days are shorter. Excited to, make the trip and play a good team.
Did you hate having to stop the momentum of what you've built?
I think it was actually the right time. You know what I'm saying? Because the momentum's been great, but I think we're definitely tired. I was tired, and I'm not out there running into people every day. So much needed, I think, break. I think we were kind of embraced the week, and it's fun to have some guys over to the house and cook steaks, talk about life, do some non-football stuff, but exciting to get back to work for to play these last 2.
I know you said you've always praised the character of these guys, but now that you've had a few wins, to have them over now and to kind of see a vibe shift, where have you seen the mood shift, all that now?
I think there's just less stress hanging on them. I think they've wanted this so desperately to win and win consistently and win against good teams and win close ball games. And so to kind of prove to themselves that they can do that. It's been it's what you go out there and compete for. It's certainly more fun when you win, and that locker room, those guys are just been they really they're a fun group to be around, and I'm just happy for them, genuinely happy for our players to see them stick with the process of what we've been trying to do, and to get some really quality wins here.
When you do the handshake with Coach, you can say, "I'm a proud Alabama alum, and thank you for what your family has brought to the Crimson Tide."
Yeah, so I was told someone earlier. I said we have our favorite quarterbacks are all of our quarterbacks here for the Bucks. Okay, in the Giardina house. I got 3 sons that are kind of in that junior high range, right? But our favorite non-Buccaneer quarterback is Ty Simpson. Okay, we got him ranked ahead of Brock Purdy and Josh Allen. Those are 2 and 3 in our house. I've thrown it out there for Coach Simpson if he wants to, throw a few autographed pictures out for as we shake hands before the game. We'll be accepting those, and I'll be a pretty good-looking dad if I come home with those.
Yeah. Do you have any? Have you ever worked with him or anything?
No, I know people that have worked for Coach Simpson. He's had a really, I think, a long documented history of developing guys that have gone on to different places. Some of my friends have, and so certainly I've just enjoyed getting to know him. He's been there 20 years. He's certainly the dean of our conference here, you glean a lot of information from just guys who have a lot of experience in these head coach meetings and different things like that.
Your quarterback, how have you seen his confidence grow now?
Yeah, I just think he's really managing the game really well and setting the protections the right way and understanding what Seth's wanting him to do within reading the defense. And I think it's really elevated our entire team just to, have a guy back there who's very confident in what he's doing now. I think he's been confident the whole time, but certainly exciting to see him make tough plays in critical moments down the stretch to help us win games. And I think our receivers have done a good job of making plays for him, and it's been exciting to see us kind of use everybody. I think in the passing game, even our tight end. I think it's got like I don't know 8 to 10 passes here the last 2 weeks on the Banye. And fun for me, just the way we're trying to recruit. Being heavy in state to see Sean and Mackay, big plays and big moments, and even Kevin Boone, make some plays. Local connection there. It's Dorchester to Berkeley County. So for us, that's validating for what we're trying to do.
What have you seen out of UT Martin, and what do you think they do well?
I think they're really tough up front. I think they've got they're not just big, they're very good. I think their center has started more games, and not just at center, but at multiple positions than I think I've coached in this league. What I'm saying? He's long in the tooth, as they like to say. They run the ball very effectively. Quarterback's completing over 70% of his passes, and he's a good runner as well. And then they got the best, the top sack guy in the league, Keyshawn Johnson, not to be confused with the wideout, right? Yeah, I mean he's fast off the edge. He looks like a wideout off the edge. He's going so fast. They just run the ball and stop the run, and they really limit your possessions because they hold on to the ball for so long. And you got to think they've played 3 FBS teams and they still average over 35 minutes of possession. That's pretty doggone impressive.
We talked a little bit about Zoltan, but with Seth Strickland coming in here, I know obviously you had talked about having to grow this offense, players have to get used to a new offense.
Sure.
How special has he been to this program though, and how have you seen guys kind of grow and mold into what he's trying to do?
Well, I think Seth does a good job of being kind of realistic and with his expectations and wanting guys to improve every week and kind of not getting too high or too low. He coaches to a good standard, which I like, and I think our players have even within the wins that we've had, we're finding, hey, look, we can improve significantly from this possession to this possession, or hey, this quarter to the next quarter, and so I think he's done a good job of picking guys up too when we maybe haven't played as well as we wanted to, and giving our players a chance to be successful and using what they do well as the focal points of our offense. And we all know that Zoltan can really throw it, and he's a thinker. He's smart out there, so we put a lot on his plate with checks and different things. And Seth does a good job, I think, of making probably the complicated more simple. I think for our guys to go execute.
Does he have any bit of like Spurrier in him, the way Spurrier treated him, the way he treats his quarterbacks, or anything like that, or is he? Because Spurrier liked him. He'd always say, "Oh, QB Seth." He liked him. Like, does he carry any of that Spurrier-ish with him in his dealing with the QBs?
Well, I would just from the observer and being in there every day. I've never been around Steve, but I would say there's a lot of carryover. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's I think that's what when you've been tutored and mentored by someone. Certainly, I think there's a lot of carryover in demeanor and as far as teaching progression, and excitement too. You know what I'm saying? And we talk all the time about where Coach came up with some of these concepts, but I think Seth's done a good job of making things his own, and certainly Zoltan is different than Connor Shaw or Steven Garcia or whomever, right? But I think there's a lot of imprinting that's gone on, even down to his golf game. You ever see Seth Strickland hit a golf ball? He hits it a mile. So so it's fun for me to be around. I learn a lot even from Seth and what he is doing every day to approach trying to move the ball and score points.
Sweet. Perfect.
You didn't get Seth on a visor throw though.
Yeah.